All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Charlie here from the Change Thinking page and Charlie's Plan B Winners Group. And welcome back to another Journey Share. And today, very, very happy to welcome this man to join us, Mr. Graham Holley from up in Rockhampton. Graham, how are you?
Very well, Charlie. Yourself?
Good, mate. Good. And mate, you've we just before the call, we had a look, and I think the day that you enrolled into the Change Thinking program was the 14th of October 2021. So just over 3 years, Graham.
Yeah, mate. It's been a long journey. It's been a lot of ups and downs,
and what's really cool here, man, with yourself and like many of the other guys, you've gone through the program initially in that latter half of 21, start of 22, made some changes, and then we literally sort of stayed in contact. Since then, and you've kept facilitating some changes, and you've had a lot of changes over the last, 6 to 8 months, mate, yeah?
Yeah, it had a lot of changes, Charlie. It's, I think probably my greatest one was giving up the alcohol.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But what I'll do first, mate, let's go back 14th of the 10th, 21. If you go back 3 years.
Oh,
mate.
well.
So what was going on for you, mate? Like when we first spoke, what was going on in your life? How was things?
Basically, a combination of things, Charlie. Father's death.
Has that impacted you pretty hard, yeah?
Yeah, and you know what, Charlie? It's anyone that's lost a parent, and especially a close one, mate. And it was difficult, mate. Not coming from my upbringing, we wasn't nurtured, wasn't taught how to grieve. So yeah, that was a hard process, and still, it's a day-to-day process.
Yeah, I mean, your upbringing was pretty. You were around a lot of violence, yeah.
Yeah, very, very violent upbringing. First, probably 14, 15 years. From both parents were violent. My father was violent against my mother. My mother took it out on both my sister and myself. Just one instance, I'll go into Charlie. We had a dairy farm. My sister basically was hit that hard by my mother, broke her leg. She was in hospital for 6 months. In that time, my mother never went and visited, and this was all hidden from me. I didn't find out till I was 26. So I was always told that she was kicked by a cow. So everyone in the family knew, and it's.
And your folks eventually split, mate, did they? Or?
They did, mate. It was Charlie. It was 20. I was 26.
And you remained closer to your dad, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. I haven't spoken to my mother since end of Christmas 1999, or just before.
Okay.
Yeah, my father and I, we had a lot of. We were very close, but there was a lot of water under the bridge that we had to bury, and we had to deal with the past, and there was a lot of things that he didn't know, and I forgave him.
That's right, yeah. And that had happened by the time we first spoke.
Yeah, Charlie. He helped me. He helped me and set my business up. It was, we'd work together.
So key figure for you.
Very, very key figure, and a key figure for a lot of people. He's had a beautiful heart, Charlie. So
now I think with you, Graham, I think you initially saw one of my ads on Facebook.
Yeah,
scrolling through one night late.
Well, Charlie, it's funny. 4 months before that, we had a bit of a laugh about this the other day when we were talking. Before I left, when I separated from my ex, I tried getting in to see a psychologist, and it was a 3-4 month wait, and I was
3 or 4 month wait. God.
The headspace I was in, and rock bottom was, Charlie, I nearly committed suicide. You saved my life. It was.
So we got on a call one night. Was it
one day? It was. Yeah, I contacted you one just through your automated system first up, and then we spoke the next day for about an hour and a half, hour and three quarters, and pretty much that first phone call onwards, Charlie, was pretty much it was, looking back now, Charlie, the biggest investment anyone can do in their life is their mental health. And it's important that we address it. And
totally.
It's taken me 50 years to basically get sick of myself enough to to not want to be that person anymore. So
it's funny when you get into this stuff, you ascertain pretty quickly that there are so many things that you could be doing that could be helping your situation, but we're just not doing them.
No, we think that it's too hard to make those adjustments, and to be honest, it's for the benefit of making them. It outweighs the benefit of staying where you're at.
And you're a chef by trade, right?
30 years, Charlie, yeah.
30 years in the kitchen, man, doing it hard and working with everyone else is having a good time.
Bloody stupid.
So we had that hospitality background ourselves, so we had some good rapport there. And I think you went out to, I think early on, you went out somewhere remote to take over a pub or a kitchen or something.
Yeah, I was out at Forsyth, out in between Mackay, Townsville area, I think it is. It's about 500k out west there. So
yep.
Yeah, 89 people, and it was she was a swinger. She was good.
And what happened there, mate, in the end?
Well, basically that's where she ended. Charlie got pretty on the piss. Oh yeah, on the piss one night. Just had a mental breakdown.
Okay.
Drinking.
And went home to Rocky or?
I went up to Bamaga. I spent 6 weeks up in Bamaga. That's where our phone call was.
Yeah, okay.
And then went back to Rockhampton. I think it was away about four months from the separation. In that time, Charlie, you've helped me get when I was still cooking, the highest paid job I'd ever received, ever got, by simplifying my resume and just having that belief that I was good enough to be able to.
Yours was another CV we tweaked, yeah?
Yeah, just simple. And and it's funny that people like, oh, it's not much on there. It's like, well, you know what, it worked. It worked.
Quality, not quantity, mate.
Well, I've been telling the girls all along, but it's like I said, Charlie.
So all up, when we spoke, you got drinking's getting out of control, loss of your dad, relationships finished, don't know where you're working,
no,
overthinking it,
suicide,
yeah,
close to death, nearly killed myself. So
and I think at one point, I think when you were thinking about it, did I get another member to give you a call? Did Pete give you a call?
Yeah, Pete gave me a call. Yep.
So an existing member, I said, look, let speak to another guy here I got on the program, and he's on the level, mate.
Yeah, Pete was loose, but I tell you what, Pete he's a top bloke, and it was very much appreciated, those calls. And it comes back to Charlie, as an obligation, the information that you teach us, it's our obligation to be able to help other people as well. It's
it really does help. You realise that you've come a distance when you can sit there and you can start sharing it with other people and see the lights turn on with them. It's a really good feeling.
It's one of the greatest skills that you've taught me, Charlie.
And mate, when by going through the program, I mean, obviously you connected with a few people during the program. The things you were learning, there's nothing about it was difficult. It was all pretty straightforward stuff.
Yeah, very straightforward. It comes back to how you want to apply yourself. Do you want to get out of that space? And that's basically the question you've got to keep asking yourself. How much, like I said at the start, how much is your mental health worth? It's
nice. And so, mate, 3 years later, tell me about how life's going today.
Charlie, it's probably the best I've been in at least 25 years, if not 30.
Yeah, wicked, man. Wicked. So cool.
Got my confidence back.
Yep. Changed jobs, changed careers.
Changed careers, changed jobs. Currently, I'm out at the mines, started off as a greenie out there, just been signed off a couple of months back, so earning the most money I've ever earned. That's great, Charlie. Money's great, but
it's not everything, you know.
Yep. No, but that's what I'm about to say. I've been given that opportunity that I've got that week off lifestyle that I can work on myself and better myself.
Yeah, and you've worked on your house. Your dogs are getting more attention, and of course you're getting the extra money from the work, but you're also not spending the truckloads of cash you were spending on grog. So financially, you're sitting in a much better spot than you were.
Yeah, financially, and you know, Charlie, you're putting that poison in your body. Sooner or later, you've got to go to the doctors and that, so you're spending money there. You know, so it's a double-edged sword. You know, so it's, you know, and I'm not here to preach. It was the best thing I've done. It's coming up to 4 months, so that I've given up alcohol. So
that's awesome, mate.
It's the best thing that I've ever.
One of the things you keep speaking about is feeling so much clearer.
I don't have that brain fog, Charlie. You know, and anyone that's had drinking issues talks about brain fog. And
speaking of you know drinking, I mean, look, just before this call, there's a guy I'm speaking down to in Melbourne, and who's challenged with the drink as well, and he called me just before I was about to call you, and I said, well, hang on, man, I'm about to speak to Graham. He's gone through this little battle. Let's get on. So we jumped on a 3-way call, and mate, for 10 or 15 minutes, man, you really gave him some good ideas, which was fantastic.
Yeah, it's like, you know, Charlie, you give the tools, but it comes back to the individual. You've got to want to make that choice, and it's hard. It's hard. It's the first, you know, when I gave up alcohol, Charlie, that first week, that was on my father's 5th anniversary, his death. I felt I wasn't being true to him. I wasn't being true to myself, and I needed to man up. So,
well, you're not walking with integrity, mate. It irks you. It eats away.
Yeah, I know. You know, my father looking down, he wouldn't be happy, and then I know I'm better than what I was. And we get into life trying to compete with other people. We're in competing with ourselves. We've got to be better than the day before. That's all we've got to be.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. It's been mate, I love talking to you every time we get to chat, and you've stayed in contact, which has been fantastic. So I'm thrilled with that. Graham, what would you say? It's like there's a guy out there at the moment who's in the shit, and he's in a hole, and he doesn't know how to get out. And whether it's drugs or drinking or just low self-worth, or, you know, born on the wrong side of the tracks, or what, but he's in the shit right now. What would you be telling?
Yeah, get in contact with you. Apply yourself. Once again, don't look at the money. Don't look at the now. Look at 12 months. Small goals.
Yeah,
a month,
good
3
good
months, 6 months. I don't know about other people, but I get overwhelmed when I try and take on too much at once. That was probably the biggest thing. Yep. Don't try and take it all on at once. It's a slow process. Allow yourself to go through that process.
And show me this, just your perception of time, right? I know when you're drinking and it's busy, and your head's chefing and there's not enough hours in the day. Like, because you mentioned that call this morning. Your day's off now. Because you're a week on, week off, right?
Yeah.
But on your day off now, you like going down to the local cafe, sitting there having a coffee.
Yeah.
Life has sort of slowed down a little bit, and it gives you time to think, you know.
Charlie, probably my biggest fear at the moment, and I'll be honest, is getting to know myself again. Don't
be scared of that, man. You're a good bloke.
I know, but it's like I've been a chef. I've abused alcohol all that. Well, not all that time, but for so long.
Well, I mean, you were more habitual drinker as opposed to an abusive drinker, yeah.
Exactly, Charlie, and it was. You know, I thought it was an
part and parcel of the trade, really, back in the day, hospo days.
It was.
Finish work, have some beers, you know.
Yeah, so just, you know, breaking that habit was the hardest thing, but now trying to find out who I am, what my purpose.
But the cool thing is, we might have a connection issue, man. But it's
want to be a better person and help people.
Yeah, exactly right. And you, I mean, you know, you used to face here's the ultimate, the change. I think that the change thinking does. You know, you're facing the future with apprehension, after, you're facing the future with anticipation. And it's so much better way to face the future.
Charlie, it's important, that you set goals for yourself, things that I haven't been doing. Be around positive people. It's a big thing.
Look, it's there's an old bit of advice that says you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. So occasionally you've got to stop and think, who am I hanging around with that's not good for me, and start minimizing some of those and get around yourselves around people that sort of move you forward as well.
If your friends aren't uplifting, then you need to be changing friends. And that's a hard decision, especially if you're in that abuse of like alcohol or drugs. That is something you do have to do.
If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's it comes back to you, Charlie, how much you want to put in. And I haven't finished the course, guys. I haven't.
It's good, but here's my point, though, Graham. It's good with you, right? It sits there as a resource for you. You've got all those 50 hypnotic inductions there of various different topics that you could feed your unconscious mind with. There's content, more than 100 lessons there that you could go and hang on. What's the issue today that I'm sort of dealing with? And okay, it's more of a values thing. Zone in, go back to module 6, have a look at the value stuff. That's what I was missing, and use it as a resource.
Also, guys, Charlie, I rung him up last swing, having an issue at home with someone, and how to approach it, and so it's you deal with different situations. When your head's straight, you can sit back and deal with it more.
True. And look, and that's part of it. So often it's a case of I got to have a difficult conversation with someone. I'm not sure how to word it, and often that's one of the ways that I help people is say, well, why don't you put it across like this? Oh, that's really good. It's like, most people are happy to have a conversation if it's put. It's like they say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, it's a tone. And
I think, my advice to you was this person who's close to you and you need to facilitate some change in this person. It was to come across, come from a place of love.
We're still working on that, Charlie, and that probably didn't go as well.
We haven't had a catch up on that one yet. So
no, I probably didn't go exactly the way, But that's like I said, I'm a work in progress, Charlie. I know that I've still got so much more to learn about myself, and
the point with that particular one, mate, you've taken some action, right?
Yeah.
Like it's still not resolved yet.
No.
But you've taken some action, and it's better now than where it was when you're not taking action.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, so, I think that's a good guide for a lot of things. Action's going to take you, move you out of where you're at. It's not going to, sometimes inaction is the most dangerous thing you could be doing.
It definitely is. It definitely is, mate. Yeah.
No, wicked. Well, Graham, mate, it's I'm enjoying, and you're looking well. You're sounding great. You're earning more than you have before. You stand testament. You're a real success story of this program, mate. And it's always a pleasure to have you on the phone and have you drop in and help another guy like you did this morning. So, and mate, I'll follow. You've passed another details on from one of your colleagues up at Rocky, who's currently going through a hard time. So I'll try and give him a call today and see if we can help him out. But, mate, it's an absolute pleasure, Graham, always to have you on the phone and have you on the program. And mate, I sincerely thank you for your time this morning to share a little bit of your journey about what you've been able to achieve, which is fucking heaps. Mate, you put a smile on my face, dude.
Charlie, guys, if you listen, ring this guy.
Thanks, mate.
Ring this guy.
All right.
He's worth it. Charlie, love you, brother. You take care, man.
All right, hold on, Graham, 2 secs. And okay, fellas, so there you go. There's another journey share story from Graham up at Rockhampton. And look, it's a great story. And sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it's spread out. But the bottom line is that we see it through and we get you there. So if you are out there, like I said, if you're going through a tough time at the moment, don't know which way to go. Look, sometimes just hearing a voice on the other end of the phone can make all the difference, particularly if you're going through a lonely time. The thing that you're going to get with myself, you're going to get someone who's real, who's going to, come from a judgment-free space, and I think that's important as well. So, believe me, I've had so many conversations with guys over the years. I've probably heard it, and if I haven't, well, that's always a learning experience for me as well. But look out for the link that I'll put up at the end of this, and book a call with me. You don't have to take it any further than that. You can if you want, but release the pressure, guys, and have a chat, because having a chat will make all the difference a lot of the time. Graham, thanks for your help today, mate.
Charlie, anytime, mate, anytime.
And look forward to seeing you soon.
Chins up, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Nice one.
Later.